I am 32 years old. I have never been employed. I have no children. What is wrong with me? This is a journey of self-discovery. So recently we had a family gathering and my grandmom was there. Now my grandmom loves me, like she loves me to bits. Whenever she sees me, hugs, kisses, everything that grandmothers do to their grandchildren, all of that. After the funeral, we had some time and we had a chat and she had a few questions for me out of concern, I think. Now that I'm over 30, she's concerned. And so she asked me, Mzukulu Makoti, meaning grandson, where's the wife, To which I responded, I don't have a wife yet, Coco, And then she proceeded to ask me, where are you working? You are looking fat. And I told her that I'm unemployed. Now that I'm over 30, I seem to be getting these types of questions a lot. Some of them from guys that I used to go to school with. One of my classmates said to me, man, we used to copy homework from you and we used to copy assignments from you. You were a brilliant student. What happened? Where's the wife? Where's the bride? Because we thought that by this age, you'd be living at a certain suburb, driving certain cars and with a family and all those sort of things. Here's my response to those questions. You don't have to have everything figured out just because you're over 30. According to society, I should be married, have children, own a house, own a car, and have a retirement plan. I have none of those yet. I think that we have different paths in life. We have different journeys. Some of us graduate from high school, go to varsity, and graduate in record time, and then we find work and live happily ever after. But that's not all of us. Some of us have to go and work to feed our families, and maybe later in life we get an opportunity to study. And so our paths, our journeys are different. And so I think that it's important for you to define your own life, to find yourself, to carve your own path and not let societal pressures and expectations dictate the direction of your life.
When you're a human being, what we do in this thing called a society, I'm very careful of society, by the way, because society is nothing more than a system of normalized averages.
There are certain things that are important to me that might not necessarily be important to you. And so I think that it's important for us to discover ourselves, to do the things that make us happy, and not necessarily to live our lives through other people's lens and through other people's expectations. When building a duplex or a multi-storied building, the foundation has to be really deep and strong so that it can maintain all the weight that will come upon it. The foundation for me is my spiritual life and developing skills that allow me to execute on the ideas I have. The weight that will come upon my strong foundation are the many dreams, ideas, and goals that I have.
Surround yourself with people whose eyes light up when they see you coming. 2, slowly is the fastest way to get to where you want to be. And 3, the top of one mountain is the bottom of the next, so keep climbing.
Sowing usually occurs in dry seasons, so that when the summer comes, you can reap. I know a lot of my peers who got married, let's say 24, 25, and they had kids, it was all fun and joy. But now some of them have had to go back home and start from scratch, which I think is possible to rebuild. But in my opinion, I think that it's best if we wait and we prepare ourselves so that when we get to that time, we are ready. I don't think I'll ever be completely ready for marriage, but I think that by delaying and building myself first, I give myself the best opportunity to succeed. And I give my marriage, when it comes, the best possible opportunity to succeed. But I think that if I had decided to fall for societal norms, to let the pressure that was placed on me by society, not by any person in particular, but by society, if I decided that because society says, now I must be married, now I must have kids, now I must be driving cars, now I must be living in a suburb, and decided to live my life based on that, I'd not be where I am. I am happy. I'm happy being where I am. I'm content, but I know that my life can be better. I know that I can do a lot to build my life, but I'm content with my life. I don't have pressures. I don't have stress. I can build in quietness. I can build and take my time building without having any pressures. So I think that it's important for us to determine the kind of lives that we want to live, to walk our own journeys, and not to allow society to put us under pressure. And so there's a favorite quote that I love from Prophet T.B. Joshua. He says, "The slow movement of a tiger is not a mistake, but a calculated accuracy." I think that statement right there sums how I want to live my life. I think it's important for you, for us, to build ourselves in secret. The world doesn't need to know everything that you're doing. As long as you are building yourself, as long as you are developing yourself, as long as you are building your spiritual life in private, in secret, and only you may know that information, I think that's okay, man. I think it's okay for us to take our time to develop ourselves, to discover ourselves, to find ourselves. I think that makes more sense than us rushing our lives and allowing society to dictate the direction of our lives. If you are content with your life, with what you're doing to build yourself, to develop yourself, I don't see a reason for you to hurry. I don't see a reason for you to do what your peers are doing. We have different journeys. In my opinion, it's the journey that makes the destination enjoyable. It's the process that we go through that makes us better people. And so if what you're doing makes you a better person, makes you happy, develops you, I don't think it should matter what other people's opinions are. As long as you're happy, as long as you're building you, that's enough. That is enough, in my humble opinion.
Don't be a follower. Lead. Be the main character in your own story. After all is said and done, if you don't lead, you're the one who'll have to live with regret. Construct a really strong foundation. Discover yourself. And when you do, annihilate your ambitions.